Welcome everybody to Head Cannon Circus Review. I'm Jason here with your review for The Burial. That is on Amazon Prime. I've been Amazon Priming it up lately, guys, if you noticed. Check out, if you haven't seen it already, my review of Totally Killer. Again, horror comedy on Amazon Prime. But let's talk about The Burial. Summary of The Burial here is Willie E. Gary, an unconventional lawyer, helps Jeremiah Joseph O'Keefe, a funeral home owner with financial troubles, save his family business from a corporate behemoth. Ain't that some irony, guys? Amazon Prime is producing a bunch of movie about a corporate behemoth trying to take over a mom and pop burial home. Okay. Uh, as all you guys know, we do our one sentence review. But before we get in our one sentence review, because I want to entice you, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. YouTube, Facebook, um, Instagram, and X or Twitter, if you want to call it, whatever you want to do. Be politically correct. We'll call it X. Twitter, but X. Go for here. But remember to like, share, subscribe, share it with a friend. Tell us how good it is, or and even comment, guys. Comment. Tell them my review stinks and it sucks, and you want the pretty girl back, and you want the funny guy back that looks like Jonathan Miners. Yeah, let us know how you feel about that. We're doing some new formats here. Okay, so I want to see this review of The Burial is Jamie Foxx buries the role with his talent. All right, we'll get into that too really, really quickly. Again, let's start off again with some damaging things. So my cons. I wish my group was here because we go con, but we'll just save that. We'll maybe get a graphic for that, guys, for you. All right, the cons. This is a very paint by number story. You know, black lawyer, got all up his ass, the gift for gab, white man who's just a stalwart, good old white man that just wants to make an honest living and doesn't want the big wigs taking him. And, some parts it deals with a little bit of race and, the black guy, the black attorney is, just a little bit too much and has to get back and find his roots and humble himself to make sure he's ready to properly defend this gentleman and take care of business. So it's very paint by numbers. They magically find some information and dirt on the company that blows the case open and allows them to kind of try to make the chance at a victory. And these aren't spoilers. This is stuff that if you know about these kind of movies, this is what's going to be. It's going to try to make you feel good when you leave. So, and does it accomplish that? We'll find out. We'll talk more about it. My second con here, a wasted Jurnee Smollett, man. Not Jussie. I ain't talking about that Joker. I ain't talking about Subway Lynch, man. I'm talking about the fine sister. Smollett is on here is she's a powerhouse in acting in general, but I do think she's underutilized here. She does have some moments, and you can see the chops, you can see the charisma, you can see the it factor in her. She needs to get her own like little standoff kind of horror thing or kind of her own kind of action thing. I know she was in Birds of Prey, so but that was kind of a it wasn't the biggest role. But anyway, needless said there is that she just has the chops, man. She's just good. She's just good. And she's fine. So that always helps out too. Uh card number three. I didn't feel like it represented the 90s properly because for a while I couldn't figure out what era we were in because I thought we were probably further back because I didn't learn anything about the case. I didn't do any research on the case. I didn't look up anything. I just sat down, sat my big old butt down, couch behind me. I will show y'all. We just got a new couch behind me, and watched the movie. And so they make references to the OJ trial and other different stuff, and then you start siphoning it out that's the 90s. And I know some of y'all gonna be like, "Oh, duh, you didn't know this was the 90s." I didn't. It didn't show me anything or didn't tell me anything initially that made me would have think that at any means. I actually thought it was taking place a lot later, like in the early 80s or late 70s than anything. But and I would say, well, people ask, well, how do you make it feel like it's the 90s? I don't want you to do needle drops to make me feel like the 90s. I don't need the music to feel like the 90s, but I think sometimes it's just I hate to say, like, you have conversations that kind of reference the 90s isms that are going on. And I guess they kind of did when they referenced the OJ thing and Johnny Cochran, but it just didn't feel, like I said, 90s esque. I mean, a good example of this is if you haven't seen, or maybe have seen Transformers Rise of the Beast. Takes place in the 90s and it just feels very 90s. And it could be because I grew up in a city in the 90s and that was taking place in the city where this one's more out in the outskirts in the country. But anyway, that's my con. That's my final con. Pros. Let's go and jump into the pros. All right, so My first pro is here comes Jamie Foxx. Here I come one. Hey, hey, if you know, you know. Here comes Jamie Foxx. It's just me and my yeah, yeah, yeah. But it wasn't no fancy up in here. But no, Jamie Foxx is just a beast. If somebody follows me, if you follow me on Facebook under my regular stuff, and I try to put it out on my other socials, and I have a column called My Thoughts. After I watch this movie, I put in my thoughts. Jamie Foxx is probably the most talented guy in Hollywood. Maybe only second to or tied up with Donald Glover. Not Danny, but Donald. But Jamie Foxx is just good in this role. It's just he makes the movie. He makes the movie a pleasure to watch because without his performance, I don't think this movie could have made it or feel feel good as it does. So shout out to Jamie Foxx. I mean, but we all know he's a great actor. But it just again sometimes just like to remind you, what Roy Jones Jr. say. Y'all must have forgot. I never thought we forgot, but it's just always good to be reminded, right? So number two, pro. This movie was funny. It was funny. A lot of that has to do with Jamie, his comedic chops and all that. But the movie's just funny, and it's a lot of great, heartfelt moments that are just played for laughs too. And you feel the laughs. There's one point where Jamie's lawyer character Willie Gray has to apologize. This is a heartfelt moment, but it's funny. It's not like, oh, he's clowning, but it's just, you know how it is. Some of those heartfelt moments, you just get that chuckle and laugh and you enjoyed it. So it's moments like that sprinkled all in through here. Jamie's interaction with his wife. And again, please forgive me. You know, I never know nobody's names, but his wife, their interactions are very cute and sweet and funny. And but it has it. That's what kind of brings me to my third pro is the movie had a lot of heart. What it makes up for being, paint by numbers, what it makes up for some of his wasted talent in here, um, it just has a lot of heart. Like you resonate with this, and I think it's because, like I said, it's the little guy trying to fight the big guy, and you get it, but you resonate with it. Hell, I hate to say it, at one point they even make me kind of feel almost a little bit bad for a racist in here, like, and I guess it's probably harsh to call a man a racist, but sometimes if it walks like a duck. But yeah, like, but it's these moments that you're like, oh man, they had to do them like that, but you had to do them like that. So it's fun again, a lot of heart in the movie. And like I said, I think at the core of the heart of this movie is Jamie Foxx portrayal of Willie Gray. I would love to probably see how Willie Gray acts in real life because Jamie Foxx was on one in this movie. Even his crew was on one. You know how like when you got the Joker that's on one and you got your crew with you that just back you up because they know that you the man. It's a lot of moments like that up in here. Willie Gray be laying it down. Shout out to Jamie. And so yeah, just a lot of heart, a lot of fun stuff in here for you to enjoy. Um, let's go into my ratings. But before we drop into my ratings, again, remember, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, or Twitter, if you want to use Twitter instead of Instagram, instead of X. Remember, like, share, subscribe, or heart emoji for those apps. Comment down below if you see the burial. Tell me what you think, or if you think you'll be interested in watching it based off this review. Tell me, if this is gonna be worth your time. So let's jump into it. My review, my rating of the burial. One being some boo to boot. Five being a classic, a great movie to watch. I'm going to give this a three, and I'm just giving it a three just purely off Jamie Foxx's performance. Also, Jamie Foxx is dealing with some health issues. I don't know how serious or not it was, but if this is the movie that he made after it or he made before those, shout out to him. He looks great. He was funny. He was entertaining in here. Like I mentioned before, he carries this movie. Tommy Lee Jones is in it, and Tommy Lee Jones does a great job. But Tommy Lee Jones is playing Tommy Lee Jones, the same Tommy Lee Jones as Tommy Lee Jones has probably played for the last like 10 years now. Very solemn, very gruff, very I'm an old man and blah blah blah. They did have some moments with Tommy Lee Jones here with between him and his wife that I thought were very cool, very interesting, um, very showing just the honest, salt of the earth man and how him and his wife work out their problems and situations. Um, again, it was very, very touching, but that's what Tommy Lee Jones does. That's why you get Tommy Lee Jones with his role because he does that very, very well. So again, while people say, "Well, you give it a three," you're saying such glowing things about the review. Well, one, I love movies, so I want to make people watch movies. But two, I think the paint by numbers section of it kind of dulls it. I think sometimes in being a great movie, it does help to have the performance, but I think it relies too heavily on the performance. If Jamie Foxx can't land that cocky, bravado, charismatic, funny performance, if that doesn't land, this movie starts falling apart very, very rapidly. And so that's why I can't give it such high marks because it doesn't seem like this movie was very written very strongly. It just seems like Jamie put himself into it to make it a lot stronger, and Journey Smollett and all that. Um, but again, like I said, it's enjoyable. It's a little long. I think it was 2 hours, so it is a little longer too. I think for this kind of movie, that's a little long in the tooth because you kind of know all the beats that it's going to hit. So it kind of takes us time to getting there, and a lot of time that it takes isn't enhancing the story. It isn't enhancing the characterization. It's just going because actually one of the younger attorneys in there, he's Tommy Lee Jones' son's like best friend from college, who kind of is one that starts bringing up this lawsuit. His role is almost defined as young black lawyer. Like, that's it. And even they make reference to it. They go, "Oh, I didn't think you were a lawyer." And he goes, "Yes, because I look so young." Like that was his defining presence. But he had a very intricate role in this movie that could have been fleshed out more. That could have been meteor for him, so that we could have seen. Should I pause if I say meteor like that? Anyway, it could have been more fleshed out so that he could shine more, give him more of a personality than just that guy. Um, and so I blink like those little things holds it back. We have a lot of attorney assistants that just become like black guy number one, tall black guy, light skinned black guy, fat black guy. That's all that Jamie staff. You don't know anything about him, which isn't the point of the movie, but you make them play these roles that are actually inserted in here, but we don't know anything about them. We do get a little, again, like I talk about the racist character. Um, Tommy Lee Jones' previous lawyer. You do get a little bit with him, but not enough that makes you feel comfortable. It's almost like they addressed his racism early on, and it was like, oh yeah, it's fine after that. Like, y- I felt like with him being the pro of the subject matter, he should have been more intricate in it. And I guess to give a better example of remember the Titans with the coach, white coach, Denzel, black coach. But you could see that the white coach was very intricate in the game plans and putting together the schemes to make that team very successful. And so I mean, granted, they gave you the backstory that he was the coach before anyway, but you felt like they were working together even though they didn't care for each other because they had a ultimate goal, which is being the champion. Where here, I felt like that lawyer character, they didn't give him enough moments of just being right, enough moments to show that he was competent in this, so that would gain more or garner more respect between him and Jamie Foxx's team and character. So those little things is why I kind of deducted some of the points and scores off of there. But again, like I said, that's just stuff for me. I probably won't even let any of my lawyer friend even watch this because he hates watching these lawyer drama movies because he's like, court never works like this. And I'm always like, yeah, so does and Wanted. The bullet can't spin around a brick and hit somebody in the head either, but we enjoy that. But that's either here nor there. But by all means, like I always tell you, regardless of my rating, check out every movie. I enjoy and I love movies, and I love bringing and telling you about movies. So check out The Burial on Amazon Prime, or you can not check it out, listen to my review, and decide, maybe it's not for you. But whatever you decide to do, leave it in the comments. Tell me what you thought about The Burial, and like, share, subscribe. All those good things. Again, we're Head Cannon Circus on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, your mama's bedroom. Oh, did I say that? Nah, nah, scratch that. It ain't in your mama's bedroom. If we are, look, it ain't me. I'm married, so it wasn't me. But guys, as always, thank you guys for listening and enjoying this Head Cannon Circus review of The Burial. Don't forget, also remember to check out my previous review of Totally Killer, also another movie on Amazon Prime. We will see you guys next time. Enjoy the movies. Peace.